on or about June 16th of 2024, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person while fondling your genitals in a public area.
I do not identify. I identify as the beneficiary that is here to protect Derek Stringer. I said, how do you charge a dead entity, sir?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you charge a dead entity, sir? And
it just happened right before your eyes. Good luck to you.
We're about to go to war.
This court hearing gets very wild very fast. We've got Judge Urich, who doesn't mess around dealing with a sovereign citizen who's either faking crazy or genuinely out of it. The guy is here for 2 counts of public indecency after getting caught messing with his junk in a park. Let me know in the comments if you think he's acting or just actually crazy, and if you're into content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in.
Mr. Stringer does not acknowledge or consent to this hearing. Is that correct, Mr. Stringer?
I do not identify. I identify as the beneficiary that is here to protect Derek Stringer.
Very well, Mr. Stringer. The court is going to read the charge into the record since the formal reading is not waived. Mr. Stringer, on or about June 16th of 2024, you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person while fondling your genitals in a public area, contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compiled Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent B. The court advises you that this is referred to as a Tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registry Act. There is a count 2 misdemeanor in that on the same date you did knowingly make an open or indecent exposure of your person contrary to the statute so made and provided at Michigan Compiled Law 750.335A, subparent 2, subparent A, commonly known as indecent exposure.
Sir, excuse me, sir. You have not talked to my beneficiary yet. You have not talked to the person who owns the estate yet.
Mr. Angot, the court is making a notation of court-appointed counsel to run through the IDSO office, and that new counsel, as appointed by Mr. Mena, can make whatever judgments they wish to make and make any motions they wish to make at Mr. Stringer's first probable cause conference. Mr. Stringer, this matter is now being set for a probable cause conference. That will be on a new date. The law entitles you to what they refer to as a preliminary examination within 21 days of this arraignment today.
He also has a lengthy criminal history out of Texas, going from as recent of these warrants, which were entered last year, back to around 2015, receiving charges for evading arrest and detention, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, assault, family, house member, impeding breath or circulation, several other assault charges, a weapons charge, and then also like falsifying assault from 2019 out of Hartwood Woods, which looks like it was deferred as assaulting a public officer or obstructing.
Judge, despite the fact of these charges and what was listed by the detective, I believe that with the GPS tether, that certainly would give this court, pretrial services, and any other entity overseeing Mr. Stringer during the pendency of this matter, notice of where he would be within 3 feet, is my understanding, with that tether. I don't think a cash bond is necessary. I would ask the court to give him a personal bond with the GPS tether.
Given everything that's before the court at this time, the court will set bond in the amount of $50,000, cash or surety, no 10% allowed at this time.
I just got to say, this judge is so good at what he does. I've seen other judges try to deal with these sovereign citizen types and they either get frustrated or just waste so much time, but Judge Urich shuts down that nonsense very quickly, and if we're being real, the way he calls out the contradictions in their arguments is low-key hilarious. He has a subtle way of shutting them down, and honestly the $50,000 bond is a very solid call. As well, this guy already has multiple felony charges and he's still young. He definitely does not need to be back out on the streets anytime soon, and hopefully he can turn himself around, but I honestly don't know. This guy actually seems mentally ill, but I honestly can't tell if he's putting on an act or not. What do you guys think? Let's get back into it.
If Mr. Stringer wishes to bring various motions before the examining judge, and that could include a motion to modify his bond, that is his right and his privilege, but at this time, That is the bond as set by this court. Mr. Stringer, that concludes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so I can't get out on a personal bond?
That's correct, Mr. Stringer. You cannot get out on a personal bond. 50,000 cash or surety with the appropriate conditions that were already listed by the court. That completes your arraignment, sir.
Sir, so what is going on what is going on? Right?
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm being charged. I'm being charged an entity that is.
Can you please move up so the court could hear you?
I said, how do you charge a dead entity, sir?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How do you charge a dead entity, sir? And
It just happened right before your eyes. The court has jurisdiction over you, sir. Venue and jurisdiction have been established by sworn testimony. That completes your arraignment. Good luck to you.
We're about to go to war.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but he literally just said we're about to go to war. Like, that has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard someone say to a judge. If I were the judge, I would have hit him with contempt immediately. But now we're about to dive into his second hearing here, and it's in front of a different judge who does not hold back on him. This one gets super heated. Let me know what you guys thought about the first hearing. Let's go ahead and dive into the second one here.
All right, Mr. Stringer, state your name.
I don't acknowledge myself as Lindarius Stringer. I'm a living entity.
Okay, is there another name that you go by, sir?
A living entity, I'm the beneficiary, so I go as a job. And I want to fire that counsel. I don't want him.
All right, so there's a number of things to unpack here. All right, so let's walk through this. So did he make it known to you that he wished to no longer proceed with your services?
Judge, we discussed the case fully, and I had a lengthy phone call with one of his relatives, and it was my intention to ask the court to refer this to the Forensic Center for a competency evaluation.
I do think that given your experience and then your connection with him as well as a family member, plus the way the defendant has presented today, that a competency review is in order. And so I'm happy to move forward with that. So Mr. Stringer, there is, just so you understand, there has been some preliminary information that suggests that you may not be competent to proceed at this particular time. Whether that's a correct assertion is basically a decision that can only be made after an investigation is done to determine whether or not you can, that you understand the nature of the proceedings, that you can assist your attorney. We need to find those things out. And so, Ms. Montlewis, can you prepare an order for competency review?
Do you guys think this judge is making the right call by placing this defendant on an incompetency review? If you didn't know, when a defendant wants to get rid of their defense attorney, it can be a very huge problem for the court if they're mentally incompetent, because without an attorney they can't properly defend themselves. Even though this guy thinks he's a genius, it's pretty obvious he's mentally ill, and it just slows everything down and can even violate their right to a fair trial, which could dismiss all of his charges against him. Plus, if they don't understand the charges or the process, it's like trying to play chess when they don't even know the rules. It's just chaos. Let's get back to it.
I'm going to wait to consider that request until I can determine whether or not he's competent. If I would remove Mr. Sanutko off the file, if I would remove him off the file based on a request made by a person who's later determined to be incompetent, I think that would be a real issue. And so at this point in time, I'm going to grant the request.
What labels, excuse me,
Evaluation.
What labels me incompetent? My intelligence, because I have a high IQ?
No. That's not it, sir. There are different legal standards, but really it comes down to whether or not you can understand the nature of the proceedings at this time, that you have the ability.
I overstand the nature of the proceedings.
That you have the ability to assist your attorney in your defense.
To withdraw, sir. I do not want my legal counsel. Actually, he did not reach out to the person that my relative told him to reach out to my father, and he didn't do that. My father was going to tell him that we wanted him to withdraw. He did not reach out to my father. He only reached out to Stephen Taylor. Stephen Taylor gave him my father's number, and he did not do that. So I would like him to withdraw from my case, sir. I have no. So he isn't competent enough for me, honestly.
I'm almost positive this competency review is going to come back showing this guy is mentally ill. I mean, this dude has racked up so many felonies and it just seems like it's going to keep happening. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for giving people second chances, but it feels like he's burned through a whole stack of those already, and honestly I can't tell if he's actually mentally ill or if he's just being a typical sovereign citizen doing whatever they think makes them above the law, and the fact that he was caught messing with himself in public kind of makes me lean toward him being a little crazy though. What do you guys think? Did the judges in this hearing handle it the right way? I personally think they did. I mean, they did all they could. Maybe if they placed him in contempt it would change his attitude. I don't know though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're into content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching and take care.